Focus versus distraction is an obsession for everybody, for all of us lately. Maybe it's been an obsession for humanity throughout the centuries. Who knows? Of course, we can all go back to Socrates that was kind of cursing books because they would destroy people's ability to think and to verbalize ideas. And now here we are with the internet and social media, and some of us are freaking out. Some others are just, going with the flow. But a museum is a place where focus, distraction, attention, and sometimes even boredom reign sovereign. Museums are places where we switch gears. That's how I like to think about them. If we're in a small place, in a small city, we can go to museum for stimuli, for ideas, and for like a faster pulse in our cultural heart. And instead, if we're in a place like New York, sometimes we go to museums to cool down, to slow down, and to be able to focus and to be able to really pay attention. The first thing that I would like to show you is a classic test about attention. Those of you who have already done it, don't talk to the people next to you.
This is a test of selective attention. Count how many times the players wearing white pass the basketball. How many passes did you count? The correct answer is 15 passes. But did you see the gorilla?
Oh, yeah, exactly, Via. I fell for it completely. I mean, unless you've done it already, it works all the time. That tells you something. We're very limited creatures. The whole idea that we can multitask has been proven to be not exactly real. We can do two things at a time sometimes. If they don't use the same channels, we can do something physical and something acoustic, verbal. But whenever we multitask, we shift all of our attention in momentaneous increments to different tasks at hand. And there are many studies that really focus on the idea of attention versus distraction. And this is the most recent one that actually Maria Popova sent me yesterday. Could boredom be curable? And the funny thing is that I'm sure, yeah, a little baby always works. I'm also quite sure that some of us look to boredom as a sort of relief sometimes. And okay, it's a relief that lasts maybe just a half hour, but a relief nonetheless. And to the point that Maria also has republished this beautiful essay by Susan Sontag on the creative purpose of boredom. Some writers especially, but some of us too, use software methods in order to lock themselves, to put blinders on and not get distracted too much. There are a few programs. Antisocial is a program that blocks the social media while you're working. Self-Control is a free Mac application to help you avoid distracting websites. Other writers use parental controls or actually hack into their computer and block websites directly. And this one, Freedom, is an app that locks you away from the net so you can be productive. Isn't it interesting that we need all of these different prostheses in order to be able to focus? Interestingly, there's also a wider movement in society that started perhaps with the slow food movement many years ago that equates attention with a slower pace, focus with a slower pace, more attention to your immediate surroundings, and just overall more care in the way things are prepared. And this care is obtained by really slowing down. And in the same vein is the whole attention that we're giving right now to Buddhism. Well, of course, Buddhism has always been a way to live life for many people, but there are some experts that argue that in the future we'll be taking this kind of secular workshops that are Buddhist-driven in order to be able to just live on our lives. These are a few pictures of people going around MoMA that are taken from our Flickr feed. It's beautiful to see how people behave in museums. Sometimes they're completely distracted, but beautifully so. They just come in and they just take it in without stopping anywhere. Other times, they focus on a painting or a work of art. Other times, still, they have the filter of their digital artifacts that is between the object and them, and that helps them focus even more on the details of the objects. You know, Wendy Woon today will tell you more about how visitors experience the works of art here at MoMA. But it's beautiful to just observe how focus, distraction, and very simply a sense of being lost in space happens here at MoMA. So the speakers that we'll have tonight will talk in many different ways about the idea of focus versus distraction. We will start with Via Selmins, wonderful, renowned artist that is a pillar of MoMA's collection. We will then move on to Wendy Woon, who's the director of education at MoMA. Then we will listen to Seth Horowitz, neuroscientist. And last but not least, we will have Marco Tempest, techno-illusionist. So please help me say hello to Via Selmins.